you are supposed to be somebody, and whether you dreamed up that person when you were a kid or you envisioned that person as you grew, you're supposed to be somebody. Authenticity is not embarrassing. There's nothing that's going to hold you back in this life other than your own psyche. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be physical barriers, there's going to be emotional, mental barriers, there's going to be things that need to be overcome, but you are able to overcome them. And I'm talking about all aspects of life. Authenticity is so rare nowadays. You see so many people being fake. You see so many people pursuing things they don't care about because somebody told them to, or because they envision themselves doing it, but that's not really something that they love, or because, their parents expect that of them, or their friends expect that of them, whether it's relationships, career, friendships, you know what I'm saying, opportunities, hobbies. So many people have not been authentic in this day and age. Just lately, it's overwhelming because now we have it on social media. It's not just inauthenticity in these day-to-day interactions. It's on social media where you are setting yourself up to compare to people who are not even authentic themselves. You're comparing yourself to people on social media who don't even like themselves. You're comparing yourself to people on social media who are faking their life. You're comparing yourself to social media people. It's all fake. It's all staged. Even videos I make are fake and staged. This video, you think I just sat down and decided, let me just film a video and let me come up with this video real cool on the fly? No, I took 5-10 minutes to figure out what position would be best, what lighting would be best here outside in the natural. I tried to figure out what background would be interesting and engaging, but not too overbearing to where you're not focused on me. I had to look decent, look nice, and normally I'm in a hoodie and I'm in sweatpants. I'm actually still kind of in my sweats or whatever, but these aren't sweats, they're like stretchy pants, but you know what I'm saying. Comfortable pants. So I try to show you guys my most authentic self, but even me, somebody authentic, has to take a moment to make sure things are being perceived properly and viewed properly. So I say all that to say, it's just not something you should be ashamed of. It's not something where you should be lacking confidence, because I've been seeing so many videos and so many people basically telling the public, it's okay to be confident. It's okay to have standards for yourself. It's okay to tell people how you really feel. And are we that like tone deaf that we don't know that? You know what I'm saying? These are basic things, basic communication principles, basic things that'll get you what you want in life. Communicating, closed mouths don't get fed. So when people are making these videos that are these basic concepts, for me, stuff I realized when I was 6, when I first became cognizant, it's just crazy to me. And you could easily go in the comments, well, Sid, not everybody's as fast as you, and not everybody's the same, and some people had a bad upbringing and didn't get taught these things, or whatever. I just thought it was common sense. But what I learned growing up and becoming an adult, or just becoming smarter as I went on, honestly, because I remembered this more in my preteens, not everybody has common sense. Not everybody is smart. There were shows like, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Because they were actually curious if people were smarter than fifth graders. This is not this funny ha 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 concept. It is genuinely statistically known that most Americans don't have intelligence higher than I want to say like an 8th grader. You know what I'm saying? I want to say 5th grader, but I'm trying to give people who are going to be in my comment section being like, that is so mean to say. First of all, go look up the statistic yourself. Not trying to do a gotcha moment, not trying to be rude. There's my dog. Just saying, that's the fact. So many people are literally NPCs, not playable characters. My dog is trying to go inside right now. He's distracting me. Anyway, there's a phenomenon where people don't have souls. You know what I'm saying? They're just out here living in these flesh sacks and they're not real people. And sometimes I have to believe that, because what do you mean that you don't understand empathy? You know what I'm saying? What do you mean you don't understand why people need housing and healthcare and food and water guaranteed, when they're born? What do you mean, you don't support people's right to make a choice with their own body? You know what I'm saying? Because if you were the person in that position saying, hey, I want to make this choice with my body, and then people are like, no, you can't, and you're like, but it's my body. So I say all that to say, I can't fathom why people have to chase this narrative, you know what I'm saying, of perfection, be rushing around trying to attain things in a short period of time, just this instant gratification sort of thing. Just be your authentic self every day. Put your best foot forward. Treat others how you want to be treated. Be kind to your neighbor, and you will move forward in prosperity. You know what I'm saying? Just be grateful for what you have and be you, because the world needs you to be you. Everybody's sitting here waiting for when you're going to be the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can fake and try to fit into these crowds all you want. You can stay at that job you hate all you want, but when are you going to actually focus and lock in and be the person you want to be, or the person you need to be, so that this world can be better? You know what I'm saying? If the person who, has studied biology and evolution, hadn't been so curious and hadn't attacked those topics, we wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? If we hadn't gotten the laws of gravity established, we wouldn't know these things, because there was a curiosity, there was an authenticity of like, I need to figure this out. Nobody's watching me. You know, no, there's so much watching these days. People are always concerned like, oh, this person's watching me as they're driving, they're watching me run, they think I look stupid while running, and yeah, that may be the case. Sometimes I look at people and I'm like, dang, I would look even stupider than they look if I was running, because I can't run. But like, I can run, it just looks bad. I have no good form is what I'm trying to say. But you're into your head too much about what people think about you, because odds are, even if they thought about you for a second, they forgot about you the next. People have so much going on in their own day-to-day, so many stresses, so many family problems, so many debts, so many issues with their own stresses and psyche, that they are not worried about you long term. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of watching that creates a barrier for people to want to be their best selves. You know what I'm saying? People go to the mall to do a little dance on TikTok, and then they feel like, oh, I can't record this video because people are in here watching. You know what I'm saying? That's, who cares? I can't make this video right now because, you know, my kids are screaming in the background, being loud and rambunctious. Just record the video. You know what I'm saying? If they can't hear you over kids crying, maybe they weren't supposed to hear you, because most people grow up in a loud house and a loud environment. You know what I'm saying? Most people grow up with a lot going on around them. So we are more comfortable with multitasking. We're more comfortable with like extra noise in the background, because that's, you know, how we grew up. Some people swear they sleep better at night with train stations or trains going by and gunshots. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the point may be, I'm a little bit rambling at this point. I do have a sinus infection. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice. You need to embrace who you are. My husband was able to chase me and, you know, date me and be with me because he showed me instantly how much he wanted to be with me. Within 1 week of being together, he was already on one knee proposing to me, and I was like, whoa, I know we talked online for a couple of weeks, but I just met you in person and we're walking this dog right now. Like, what are you talking about? You want to marry me? He's like, well, I'm not getting up till you say yes. And I'm like, let's go, stop being weird. And he's very adamant about how he feels. So I said yes, and I'm like, even if we don't get married or whatever, like, whatever, just get this guy off the ground, stop being weird. And I cared about him in the way where I wanted to say yes, but it was just too soon, and it was too weird, and it was too fast. But at the end of the day, it all worked out because he was showing his authenticity. I said yes, showing my authenticity, and we continued to be honest and communicative about how we felt about each other moving forward. One of my friends, we have been friends for going on 5-6 years, because she has reached out to me on social media. When we first met, I was starting social media and I had a small following, and she reached out to me like, hey, I like your humor style, I think we could be friends. And I was like, okay, cool, but I don't really need any friends, I'm not looking for friends, I'd rather do me and be solo. And so she insisted, and we ended up being friends. And I'm like, okay. Another person showed their authenticity, showed their intentions, and got what they wanted, or, you know, got an experience out of it, or whatever. I don't know if it's what she wanted or whatever, or what he wanted, but we all ended up with what we have now because we took a chance. You know, there's relationships with family members where you're like, this person is really frustrating, but I want to get on the same page with them. I want to make things better with them. And you can communicate and make things better, but obviously with family and friends, things can be on and off. So you have to take those chances. I wouldn't have the social media following I have right now if I wasn't taking these chances. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not on social media for the flashy this and that and for whatever. I literally just want enough to support my family and keep my head down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's nice when people recognize me, and it's nice when, you know, I can, you know, I have 1.6 million on my TikTok for my ASMR, and that obviously it's nice and it's impressive and it's cool, but it's not like what I'm here for. What I'm here for is this. That's why I started this other channel, because I wanted to show you guys the side of me that I wanted to come outright and be, but I didn't. I started this version of myself, if y'all saw in the beginning of my ASMR channel, but then I shifted to ASMR because I did want to do ASMR at the time, but over time, I've missed this part of myself, this more authentic, just regular talking version of myself, so I wanted to bring it back, and that's why I made a designated channel for it, because I couldn't do it on the ASMR, because obviously that's what people want over there. But yeah, the ASMR pays the bills now, not any different than any other job, but that's not what I really, really want to do, so that's why I'm pursuing this version of myself, because I know that there's people out there that want to hear what I have to say. I know that I have a lot to say. Sometimes my thoughts are just disorganized, not that I have like ADHD or ADD or anything, or anything like that. I just am a mom of three kids. I have a business to run, my YouTube channel, I have a house to run, I have bills to pay, and it gets very stressful, and it's hard to organize my thoughts. So that's why I try to make it a habit to just get out here and do it anyway, because I know y'all want to hear me talk, and I know that there's an audience for what I have to say. I just haven't been able to say it enough and get the audience. So that's why I'm telling you guys to be authentic, because as I'm chasing and embracing my more authentic self, I challenge you to as well. Not that I haven't been my most authentic self. I'm sorry, this sinus infection is so annoying. I'm just saying, I have been this honest and straightforward and real on my YouTube channel, just on my vlogs. But again, I've wanted to do it in a more straightforward version, a more chit-chat, TED Talk kind of version. Because that's how I want to communicate with you guys, and that's how I want to build my audience. And hopefully one day, my audience is big enough that I can start like a dating service and help people find love, because I would love to do that. I love love. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am rambling about how you need to be your best self, because that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? Everybody around you, you're gonna people please, but the second you become who you're supposed to be, they're gonna be like, oh wow, I never seen this side of you. It's actually kind of impressive, and like I can respect this person. Before it was just like, oh, you're doing whatever. I don't even know if I can respect you. Now it's like, wow, you're so cool, you're so authentic. I just have to bow down. You're the best. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.